Okay, today we are going to be checking out the Cerapad kin from TJExclusives. Thank you to TJExclusives for sending this pad out to me. The pad being sent out to me will not affect my opinion. I will always be straight up. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is a ceramic coated hard pad. In some ways it is comparable to glass, in some ways it is closer to cloth in certain scenarios. I think that this pad is a great hard pad option and super unique for sure. Depending on what skates you have on your mouse, this pad is going to feel vastly different. So that's one of the biggest positives, and I also think a negative, because in a perfect world we'd be able to hot swap our skates, but you can't really unless you have two of the same mouse or extra base plates. It is easy if you have two of the same mouse to go back and forth with whatever your liking is. The ceramic material is super interesting. It has a pretty smooth touch to it, but if you have sweaty hands, your hands might stick to it, and it does leave fingerprints, but those fingerprints can be wiped off pretty easily. The break-in period was actually pretty quick. It did get a little slower with some of the softer skates and a little faster with some of the harder skates. The sizing on the pad is one of the cooler options. As you can see, I have one of the biggest size options. I went for the 505 by 505 square. They have a bunch of different options, so depending on your size preference, they can get that done for you. It's also handmade in America, so that's a huge plus in my book. My favorite skates to use on this pad are the TJExclusive plastic dots. The only issue I have with the plastic dots is I really enjoy them for tracking scenarios, and I do not like them as much for tack shooters. Plastics would be like the closest feel to a full-on glass pad, and even at that point I would say it's a little more controlled than a glass pad, just slightly. And then you can also go to the complete opposite side of the spectrum. I have Ultra Glide RS skates, and these are super soft PTFE, which these are going to be a lot slower than the plastics. In general, no matter what skate you use, this pad tends to have a decently high static friction, and I'd say a medium dynamic friction. Again, that changes a little bit with skates. There is slight variance in all the different skates. So like if you have something like these are Obsidian Donuts, these have a very high static friction, and then they open up to be quite fast and a low dynamic friction. Depending on what exactly you're looking for, the skate choice is going to be the biggest game changer for you when it comes to the Cerapad. I know there's been concerns about the ceramic chipping off. I haven't seen that happen on their newer versions, and I've had this pad in heavy use for at least a month. I haven't had any problems with any chipping. There was, when I was using the plastics on it mainly, there was quite a few kind of like, not scratches, but like marks that you could see going over the pad. Again, you can only see them if you like tilt the pad up and have light at a certain angle. Otherwise, when it's sitting on your desk, you can't see them. And when I did end up tilting the pad up to see these, I did notice a slight discoloration, which also is not visible when it's just sitting on your desk in normal light. And neither of these things affected the performance. I just thought I should point them out. If you are a hard pad enjoyer, you need to buy this pad, 100%. You just need to do your due diligence and find the skate that you like paired with it the most. In the future, if we do have hot swappable skates, or someone figures out a system for hot swappable skates, that would make this insane.